Hey guys, what's going on? Kapachi Ryuk here, and today I'm bringing you 3 Warlock builds that you could use in raids, in Grandmasters, and just Destiny 2 content in general. So please leave a like, comment, subscribe, help me support my channel, help me make it grow. If there's a certain build that you're looking for, it will be time blocked, so that way you can just kind of look at the video and you'll be able to see that you can fast forward to particular sections within this video. But other than that, let's get straight into it.
OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. OG boy.
Day we hustle, but the night we
OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
day we hustle, but the night we
Boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot.
First one that we're going to look at is a solar warlock build for GMs that I've been liking to run. So with this one, our exotic that we're using is Starfire Protocol. And then, as always, I always like to use an Arbalist and whatever I kind of feel here. So the big thing about this build is all about creating elemental wells and just constantly getting your grenade back, which is really great when we use Starfire Protocol because due to what it does is fusion grenades have an additional charge and recharge from empowered weapon damage. Fusion grenade kills grant rift energy, which is really nice as well. So when you do this build, you definitely want to have like 100 grenade, 100 discipline, 100 recovery, and 100 resilience. Now, if you can't run triple 100 stats, I can't even. You definitely want to try to prioritize your discipline and your resilience. Now, on the other armor pieces that you have here, you definitely want to run a solar helmet. So you could use this right here. Ashes the assets. Gain bonus super energy on grenade kills. You're going to be throwing so many grenades, getting so many kills with it, that you'll get your well back extremely quick. But this is what makes this really important. We're going to be running elemental ordnance, and you want to have 3 of those. So I have 1 elemental ordnance on my helmet. I have 1 here on my gloves. And on here, on my Starfire Protocol, I'm running Bountiful Wells. Now, this helps spawn more elemental wells based on those kills, which we'll be getting with our grenade. And here is the last one you want to run, which is Explosive Well Maker. Rapidly defeating combatants with explosive damage spawns a solar elemental well. And then, of course, here's my last elemental ordnance here. I also run Distribution because if you remember, in our exotic chest piece that we're wearing, getting grenade kills, right, gives us our rift back. And also, since we're getting that back all the time, the more I pop my rift, the more my other abilities come off of cooldown as well, which is really nice. So you can start seeing kind of like the flow of how this is going to be. Now let's get into the gritty of the Dawnblade here. So you definitely want to run Well of Radiance for survivability. Healing Rift. Do not use anything else here. Always go Healing Rift. I use Burst Glide because I like having more kind of like a boost of speed. This is preference. I like Celestial Fire, but you could run Incinerator Snap if you want. Fusion Grenades are a must due to the solar exotic chest piece that we're running. Touch of Flame is a must because this grants our fusion grenades to explode twice. Icarus Dash. I picked this because I like having the movement speed. You could run Heat Rises, but there's really no point. But these are the things that you can't deter from because this is what makes the builds really nasty. So you want Ember of Ashes, Ember of Eruption, Ember of Blistering, and Ember of Char. And what's going to happen is this. So let me throw myself real quick into Grasp. That's Shatterstone. Where am I going? We need to go to Cosmodrome. Bloop, bloop, and bloop. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what this build looks like and how you want to run it. So with everything that we're running here, right? So I'm going to throw my fusion grenade, right? And because of this, it is, where is it at? Where is it at? Oh yeah, it's this one right here. I'm crazy. So when I get a kill, well, when I hit something with my fusion grenade, what's happening is it would immediately grant 100 scorch stacks, which you need 100 scorch stacks in order to proc ignition, which is an additional explosion. And if you remember here in our fragments, right, is that your solar ignition spreads scorch to nearby targets. Guess what? That's another 100 scorch stacks, which causes an ignition. And defeating targets with solar ignitions grants, guess what? Grenade energy. And your solar ignitions have increased radius as well. So it's really nasty. So, but we'll give you guys a show here. Show you what I'm talking about. Watch. You see all those elemental wells? That's what I'm talking about. And look at my grenade energy. Just climb, dude. So, elemental wells, collect them. Elemental wells, collect them. Pop my rip. Watch the rotation. Grab all these. Constantly getting that grenade back. Pop my rip. Watch my energy levels. Another grenade, pop a rib. Grab more of this, pop another one, hold that for me. Alright. You guys see what I'm talking about here. So you're just constantly getting your grenade back. And that's what makes it really nice. Alright guys, so we are on our second Warlock build real quick. And so let's talk about this real quick. This whole build revolves around using Controverse Hold. And so Controverse Hold, you resist incoming damage while charging your Void Grenade. Charge Void Grenades, return grenade energy on hit. And so you can see you're going to hold your grenade. Once it's fully charged, you throw it. And just by hitting something, you're going to get a huge chunk of your grenade energy back. But this is where it gets even spicier. So it's kind of similar to the Solar Warlock build. We're going to be running Elemental Ordnance yet again. Right, so I'm going to run that on my helmet, on my arms, and on my chest here as well. But when it gets to my boots here, I like to use this thing called Firepower, which is a solar mod. And it says, while charged with light, regain a portion of your grenade energy when you use your grenade, consuming 1 stack of charge with light. And how we're going to get charged with light is what I run here on my arm piece. So it's called Elemental Charge. Become charged with light by picking up an Elemental Well. If the Elemental Well's element type matches your subclass element, you gain 2 stacks of charge with light. And that is where this comes into effect, which is the Elemental Ordnance. Technically, here in this spot, if I wanted to, let's say, you could technically run Bountiful Wells with this as well to have the same effect that we're getting with our Solar Elemental Wells. Let me verify that before I say it. Yeah, you definitely could, 100%. So, you know the same thing we just watched in my last video for Solar Warlock. You can do the same thing with the Void here. Actually, that's something I'm going to do. So the whole rotation, right, is I'm going to charge my grenade. I'm going to chuck it at the enemy. On hit, I will immediately get grenade energy back. And due to this thing right here, we're getting a portion of grenade energy. When I use it, I'll be getting my grenade back really quickly because, again, that will be spawning. My grenade kills will spawn Elemental Wells. And it doesn't have to be an Elemental Well that even matches what you have. You'll still get charged light, but if it is a Void Elemental Well, you will get ×2, which makes it even better. So real quick, let's look at the Void Walker subclass. Here, we're going to run Cataclysm. So again, I just like that it spawns Seekers to kill other things. Again, run Healing Rift. Stay away from running and Empowering. I use Burst Glide. Pocket Singularity, you got no other choice. That's all you have. 100% use Vortex Grenade here. 100%. Now, the aspects and fragments here are really important, so don't miss this. Alright? So you want Feed the Void. Defeat a target with a Void ability, like our grenade, to activate Devour. Devour grants us, allows us to feast on the energy of our defeated foes. Final blows restore you to full health and grant grenade energy and extend Devour. Right? Then we're also going to run Chaos Accelerant. Press and hold to overcharge your grenade, making it deadlier and more effective. and a vortex grenades will have increased size and linger duration of the vortex would be longer. Now, for our fragments, this is where it gets really important. So on this one right here, this is optional. All right, this is the only optional fragment that you have. I run the plus 10 discipline because I want that extra stat bonus. That's what's allowing me to have that 100 discipline here. If you didn't have this on, you could technically run persistence here. It would grant you devour longer, which is really nice. Another one that you could run in place of that would be remnants. Your lingering grenade effects vortex will have increased duration, and or you could run, if you were still able to have 100 discipline even by using this undermining, it was really good. Your void grenades weaken targets, which was really nice, but I want that 100 discipline. So if you do have the stats where you could take minus 22 to your discipline and still have 100, definitely suggest running undermining here. But the other ones, these two are really nice. This is why I like to run them. Echo of Stability is a must-have. All right. So when I defeat a target with my grenade, it grants me to have volatile rounds on my void weapons. Right. So very important to note that, because here, this is what makes the build even nastier for me. And sorry, you probably can't see it too well. But real quick, on this Unforgiven, I have a Demolitionist, so kills with this weapon generate grenade energy. Activating your grenade ability reloads this weapon from reserves, which is really nice. Then I also have Adrenaline Junkie. This weapon gains increased damage and handling from final blows with with grenades or this weapon. So it is having this role, just like, it blends in really well with what we're doing here. And so I highly recommend, if you have a void weapon like the Unforgiven with a good like Demolitionist or Adrenaline Junkie on it, highly suggest using it. And again, I like to use Taipan since it is, kind of matches the whole void kind of feel. Then back to here though, the third one, again, this is kind of optional. I run it again for the stat boost. So if you're able to have, triple 100 stats without really having to worry about these things, great. But there's a lot of good options that you take in place of these two right here. So you don't really need this one, and you don't really need this one, but you must have Instability, and you must have Chaos Accelerant and Feed the Void. So real quick, let's jump back into another Grasp of Avarice real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, and kind of show you the rotation. So again, you're going to charge that grenade, hold it, and it takes about 2 seconds to charge. Now remember, Controverse Holds gives you, you get damage resistance by charging your grenade. So if you get caught out low on health, just start charging your grenade, and sometimes that'll like kind of save your life. Alright, so here, charge, it's ready, throw. Alright, see I got Devour here. Kill him. Here's my volatile rounds that I like to use. Charge. Throw. We'll grab those. Watch my health. Rinse and repeat. Watch my grenade energy. Alright guys, real quick, on our last build that we're going to be showing you guys today is a Stasis Warlock build that is using Osmiomancies. So Osmiomancies, by using it, your Cold Snap Grenade has an additional charge, recharge faster on impact, and have increased secret travel distance. Now we're not be specifically just using Cold Snap. What we're using those for is actually this right here, which is called Bleak Watcher. By pressing and holding the grenade button to convert our grenade into a stasis turret, it fires slowing projectiles at nearby targets. And what makes this build so good is that, let's say that I'm in a Grandmaster and you get shoved hard by like overloads and other champions and other little minions and things like that, right? Well, what Shadebinder allows us to do by running Bleak Watcher and the Osmomancies, it allows us to control the pace of the game. And so if I want to slow down the enemy push towards us, I can use these to, again, slow them and freeze them, which makes it really nice. The fragments that I like to use, we'll start here. Of course, you have to use Winter's Wrath. That's the ultimate, right? We use Healing Rift. I use Burst Glide like always. This is, again, just the only one you get. Of course, you have to use Cold Snap Grenades because of the Osmomancies. I use Ice Flare Bolts. Shattering a frozen target spawns Seekers that track and freeze other nearby targets, which is really nice. Of course, Bleak Watcher, we've already talked about that. And the fragments here are really important, so make sure you pay close attention to that. So we use Whisper Chains while you're near frozen target or a friendly stasis crystal. You take reduced damage for targets, so that survivability aspect gets better, which is nice. This also, Whisper Chains also goes really well with Whisper Torment. You gain grenade energy each time you take damage from targets. So I take reduced damage for targets by using Whisper Chains, and also by taking damage by using Whisper Torment, I get my grenade energy even faster. Whisper Shards, shattering stasis crystal, temporarily boosts your grenade recharge rate. Shattering additional stasis crystals increases the duration of this benefit. So again, getting my grenade back insanely quick. Then Whisper of Conduction, nearby stasis shards track to your position. I really like this one due to, and this one's kind of optional. I like this one though because let's say I'm in cover and I see some stasis shards that I want. I don't have to run out there and give up my flank or give my position away, that they could just come to me and they do the work for me. So I like that. But there's some other options you could run if you would like to. But looking at the things that we're going to be running on our build here, Elemental Ordnance is not really necessary. I didn't really change this from the Void build that I was showing you guys. But you're not going to be defeating enemies with your grenade. Again, your grenade's not killing things, it's just slowing things. And so really here, you could spec into something like, high energy fire if you really wanted to, or if you just wanted to spec heavier into like some more mods or something of that nature. You could do these kind of things here. But what I would suggest using would be Elemental Charge here. Become charged with light by picking up an Elemental Well. You could also use Elemental Shards as well. I think I already used those. I think they're here on, let's see. Yeah, right here. They're on my Osmomancer gloves. And on my Osmomancers, I also use Grenade Kickstart. When your grenade energy is fully expended, you gain grenade energy. So again, the whole idea is to constantly have your stasis turret up. So you charge that grenade, you chuck it at a doorway or something, and it will just keep freezing things for you, which is really nice. And when they're frozen, it gives you time to, of course, kill them. And by killing them when they're frozen, it will spawn Seekers that will again freeze other nearby targets as well. And by being near a frozen target, guess what? You're getting damage resistance. The other things that's shooting you is again giving you grenade energy again. And by running firepower here, because again I have to be charged with light, which is why we use that elemental charge. But firepower, again, we regain a portion of our grenade energy when we use a grenade, consuming 1 stack of charge with light. So again, everything is all about grenades. All three of these builds are all about grenades. Again, solar grenades, fusion grenades, right? By using Starfire, Osmomancies, using the Cold Snap grenade, making it into a stasis turret. Then we also have our Vor grenades, the Vortex grenade that allow us to grant it grants us Devour, which allows us to fully get our health back. And due to the build that we're running, everything's just centered around grenades. And so that's kind of the builds right there. I hope this was helpful. If you found it helpful, please leave a like and comment and subscribe. And let me know, once you guys run this, tell me if it was successful for you or not, or if there's something that you would recommend that I do different with my build, let me know. But other than that, my name is Kapachi Ryuk, and I catch you guys later.